Hi, my name is Barbara, and I am a yoga teacher and owner of Monkey Wrench Wellness, and I am here with the studio of the Abington camp with my friend Maddie.
Hello.
And we are going to do a 45-minute to an hour-long yoga practice that's suitable for beginners. I'll offer some modifications. Anytime something doesn't feel right, you can always go into a modification. The other thing you can do, if you're tired and you need a rest, you can just sit down. Or we come into child's pose, that's our resting pose. So we come down like this. And then you just join us back in whenever you're ready to join us. If you're new to yoga, again, start and stop as feels right to you. And if you've never exercised before, please check with your doctor before you start any new exercise program. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. We're going to find a comfortable seat. We're going to roll the shoulders up and back and down. And your comfortable seat can be anywhere, right? So a lot of people like to have their legs out in front of them, or their legs folded, or sitting on a block or a pillow to raise your hips up. Find your comfortable seat, whatever that is for you. The other big myth with yoga is that you have to be still in every pose. If you have to fidget to get comfortable, fidget to get comfortable. Okay? So we'll find the comfortable seat, and we're going to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And when we breathe out through the mouth, we're going to so that we can hear each other breathe. We're letting go of stuff. So we'll breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nice. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Good. One more time. In through the nose, out through the mouth. We'll take a breath in here. As you exhale, drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Just starting to stretch the neck out a little bit. Don't bring your shoulders up. Don't tip over. We're just stretching out the left side of the neck. Take a few breaths here. Notice where you feel that. And then we'll bring the head gently up to neutral. Good. Take an inhale. Exhale, drop the left ear toward the left shoulder. Your ear is not going to touch your shoulder. Don't make it try. You might feel the stretch differently from one side and the other side. That's fine. That's normal. We use different sides of our bodies more than others. Good. Let's inhale the head up to neutral. And we're going to exhale, and we're going to drop the chin down. Don't round your shoulders. We're going to stay up nice and tall and just drop the chin. Slow, deep breaths here, in through the nose. And you can breathe out through the nose or the mouth. I'm not tucking my chin all the way because it messes up the microphone. But when our chin is tucked like this, and you're taking deep breaths in and out, it actually stretches out some of the muscles on either side of your spine. So sometimes when you're breathing in and you feel this, and if you keep doing it, it relaxes those muscles. You're using the breath to stretch the muscles. It's really cool. Yeah, so a couple more times like that. Good. Gently bring the chin back up so your head is neutral. The spine moves in 6 directions, so we're gonna go in all 6 directions to warm up the spine. First, we're gonna inhale the arms up. If this doesn't work for your shoulders, you can keep your hands on your hips. But if it's good, inhale your arms up, and we're gonna exhale toward the right side. Good. Don't rock the left hip up, and we're just breathing here. See if you can bring your shoulders down. And breathing, so it's a lateral motion. Just breathing. If you want a little more stretch, you can bring the right hand down to the mat, walk the fingers out a little bit to where it feels good without rocking up onto the other hip, and then you can look up or down or forward, whatever works for you. Take a big inhale and come up, bring both arms up. I'm going to exhale to your left. Keep your right hip down. And again, your gaze can be up or down or forward, whatever works for you. Breathing here. If you want a little more of a stretch, you can bring your left hand to the mat and walk the fingers out further away, keeping both butt cheeks on the ground. So lateral motion of the spine. Good, we're going to inhale back up to center. And we're going to drop the arms halfway down. Take an inhale. Exhale, we're going to turn to the right, like that. Yep, good job. Right hand's going to come to the floor behind you. Good. Left hand's going to cross your body to the opposite knee. Perfect. Inhale up nice and tall. Exhale, you can look over towards your back shoulder if it's good for your neck. Manny, bring your back hand a little bit in closer to your body. Yep. See how your spine just got nice and tall? Good job. Breathing here. So good rotational movement for the spine. Try to take full breaths all the way down into your belly. We're always twisting around trying to do things, and if we don't take a full breath when we're twisted, we hurt ourselves. Good. Let's inhale the arms halfway up. Exhale, and we're going to turn to the left. The right hand crosses the body to the left knee. That left hand comes on the floor behind you, close to your body. Good. Inhale nice and tall. You can exhale and look over the back shoulder. You can inhale, you get a little taller, and exhale, maybe you twist a little more. Even if the twist is just in your mind, don't force it. Nice full breaths. Good, we'll come back to the center. So that's lateral movement and that's rotational movement. So now we're going to move back. So I'm going to have you bring your hands to the floor behind you. Good. Take an inhale, pull the belly button in to protect the lower back. And inhale, the chest comes forward, the shoulders move back, shoulder blades move towards each other. Yep, perfect. And you can look up. You don't want to crank your neck all the way up, just to sort of where the ceiling and the wall meet. We're breathing here. And it's really cool because what we're doing here is we're stretching the spine and we're opening the chest. But if you think of your spine, and the front of your spine and the back of your spine, when we bend back, we're stretching the front of the spine. That's really cool. Yeah. So breathing here. Good. We spend so much time hunched over that this is a good one.
I can definitely feel it.
Good. Okay, so we're gonna come back to the center. We're gonna inhale the arms up and we're gonna come halfway into a fold, but imagine that I'm pulling you forward from the chest. So we're not rounding, we're gonna come forward from the hips, okay? So we'll inhale the arms up, exhale forward, halfway down, take an inhale, good. And we're gonna exhale down until your body says, yep, that's quite enough. And then drop your hands to either your legs or the floor. And here, you can walk your fingers a little further out. If they're on the floor, you can round your back, tuck your chin. I'm not gonna spend a ton of time with my chin tucked. Again, it messes up the microphone. And just breathing here. Every time you inhale, your spine gets a little bit longer. Every time you exhale, your body releases down into the mat a little bit more. Good, walking the hands back slowly. Bring the hands to the knees. And we're gonna do seated cat-cows. So we're gonna inhale, the chest comes forward. Exhale, we round. And you can round your back like this. Inhale, the chest comes forward. Exhale, round. And just keep doing that. Inhaling forward, exhaling round with your own breath. One more time forward. One more time rounding. And then we're going to start to move the spine in some small circles. Start small. Try not to rock up on either hip. We're just moving in circles. And when you come forward, the chest comes forward. And when you hit the back, you kind of round a little bit. And then you can make those circles as big or as small as you want. You can get your shoulders involved and your neck involved. Whatever feels good, you'll find something in your back or your shoulders that's like, ooh, yeah, right there. And that's what you do. Good. And the next time you come toward the front, just change direction. But start slow. And then you can exaggerate the movement if you want to. See what feels good. And don't forget to breathe. Don't hold your breath. Good, come back to the center. Awesome. So from here, we're gonna come up onto hands and knees into a tabletop position. So this is where I'll turn this way. I like to make sure my hands are under my shoulders. So I bring one hand up to my shoulder and then I bring it directly down. And then I bring the hip and directly down. Make sure your fingers are nice and wide. Good. So from here, we'll do those cat-cows, but from where we are. So we inhale, we start from the tailbone. The tailbone comes up. Belly drops, shoulder blades move together and your gaze comes up. Exhale from the tailbone, you round your back like an angry cat, drop your chin. Inhaling up from the tailbone, good, belly drops, shoulder blades move together, nice. Exhale, round. So you're rounding like an angry cat. Yep, good. One more time each way, so inhale, the tailbone comes up, the belly drops. Shoulder blades move together, your gaze comes forward. Exhale, round the tailbone, round the back. Drop the chin. Good. Come back to a neutral spine. Another really cool thing here to do is just kind of do a C shape. Look over your right shoulder and move your hip and shoulder towards each other. Inhale to the center. Exhale, other side. Good. You can feel that in your rib cage and your hips. Just back and forth, so you're making a little bit of a C shape with your body. And if this is icky for your hands, for lack of a better term, you can come up onto your knuckles. For someone who maybe has arthritis in the wrists or the hands, the knuckles will make that easier. Good. So here, we're going to bring the left leg straight out behind you. It up, good. And if you're good, if your right hip comes up, dial it down. Yours is fine. Nope, yep, perfect. Good. And then maybe not, listen to your body. Maybe your left hand comes forward like you're gonna shake someone's hand. Maybe not. If it's not gonna do it, it's not gonna do it. And that's why we modify everything with yoga. There it is, take a breath. This is another maybe. Maybe the left hand comes out to the side. Maybe if it stinks, you put your left hand down on the floor. Good. You can bring your knee down too. Maybe if you've been doing this for a while, you take that left hand and you try to find the right foot and you stretch back. You take a couple of breaths. Again, it's a practice, not a perfect. What you did today, you might not be able to do tomorrow. What you did yesterday may not work today. So both hands come down. Bring your right toes, your leg stays long and your toes come down to the mat. Perfect. Lean back so you're stretching out. Ugh. Yup. You're stretching out that whole back of your leg. Take a breath here. Good, we're gonna come forward, lift the right leg up, cross it over the left, bring the left toes down. Huh? Perfect, just like that. And then look over your left shoulder. Ooh. And if you exhale fully here, you're gonna feel a big stretch in the right part of your belly. You feel that? Uh-huh. Good. Good, so we're gonna come back to the center, bring the knees down, and we're gonna come into a child's pose before we do the other side. So your knees come apart, your toes come together. Push your hips back. So you want to bring your toes together. Yeah. Good. Push your hips back and your knees can come apart a little bit more to where you're comfortable. If it's icky, don't do it. And then just start to lower down. Forehead can come to the mat. If the mat seems a little far away, you can put your forehead on a block or a pillow. Again, I'm not going to tuck too much because I screw up the microphone. And just breathe here. Every time you inhale, your spine gets a little longer. Exhaling, sinking into the mat. Good. Inhaling, your back stretches out. The breath comes into the back. Exhaling, you release further into the floor. If this hurts your shoulders to have your arms extended, bring your arms back and make a little pillow for your hands. Good, one more breath here, in and out. We're going to come back up to tabletop. Again, I'm going to check my hands with bringing one hand to the shoulder and the other. And then we're going to bring the left leg out behind you. You might notice one side is different from the other. And maybe you bring your right hand forward, like you're shaking someone's hand. Maybe you do not. Nope, other side. Oh, wait a minute. Left leg back. Yeah, all right, so your right one's got, yep, opposite. I do that all the time. So your right leg is up, bring your left arm forward. There you go. Ta-da.
That one I can do. That one I can.
See? Good, take a breath here, and then maybe your arm that's raised comes out to the side. And that engages the obliques in the core. And then now maybe that raised arm reaches back, the leg bends. Good. Were you doing same side leg and same side arm last time? And I didn't even notice that. I'm a horrible yoga teacher. Good, let that go. The hands come down, the toes come down, long leg. Yep, and you push back into the heels. I'm a horrible yoga teacher. I'm sorry, I didn't notice that. Good, stretching out the calf. And then come forward, lift up that back leg that you have extended, cross it over the other one, toes come down, yep. And then look toward your toes. Yep, perfect. And again, on that exhale, you might feel a big stretch in the lower part of the belly. That's the psoas muscle. Beautiful. Come back to center. And we're going to do that child's pose again. So toes together, knees apart. Push the hips back. And then you can lower. Try to keep your spine long. Again, you can make a pillow with your hands. You can put your head on a block. You can extend, whatever works for you. If it's comfortable, you can put your head all the way down on the mat. Whatever works, as long as you're breathing here. And let that practice that we just did start to settle. All right, let's walk the hands back. So we're going to come up to hands and knees first into tabletop, and then we're going to do downward dog. That's what we're aiming for. So your fingers are nice and wide because that gives you a nice good base. And you're going to tuck your toes. I'm going to take an inhale. As you exhale, bring your hips up. Good. First thing I want you to do is put a little bit of a bend in your elbows because that protects your shoulders and makes the big muscles in your back do the work. Come up high on your toes. Bend your knees a little bit. Push your bottom back toward the wall, and then you can lower the heels toward the ground. They're not going to touch the ground. Or they might. Mine don't. I've been doing this for years. And then you can drop your chin so that your ears are between your biceps. And we're going to do 2 big breaths here. One in and out through the mouth. One more in. Out through the mouth. Beautiful. I'm going to start to walk the hands back toward the knees, bending the knees a lot. So you're coming into a forward fold. So your knees are bent. Your hands are hanging. You can grasp onto opposite elbows if you want. And move from side to side. You tuck your chin. Bending the knees, releasing the lower back. Good, and then we're going to drop the hands. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, push into the feet and start to slowly roll up. One vertebrae at a time. Making the legs really strong. Whew. Hello. We're standing up. I'm going to come up toward the front of your mat. So what I'd like to do here is go into a modified sun salutation. This is where we start to really link the movement with the breath, and that's yoga. That's linking, that's why yoga works. One of the reasons it works. That's why it calms the mind. We're linking the movement with the breath. And if you're linking your movement with your breath, there's not a lot of time to think of anything else, which is why it calms people down. There's not a lot of other thoughts going on. So this is one that anybody can do. You can even do it if you're sitting in a chair. So your feet are gonna be hip distance apart. Okay, now bring your feet. So every single person that I know, we do this and we go hip distance apart and everyone does this. Your hips aren't that far apart. Think about where your hip bones are. And then bring your feet in towards those. Yep, perfect. So we're gonna lift the toes and think about pushing into the mound of flesh that's right behind the big toes. So this is a process. The toes are up. We're pushing into the mound of flesh behind the big toes, and then see if you can push into the outside edge of your heel at the same time. That pulls your arches up. So now the toes are up. You're pushing into the big toe mound of flesh, the outside edge of your heels, the inside edge of your heels, so your heels are super grounded. And see if you can push into the mound of flesh behind your baby toes. And yep, your toes just went, oh. That's exactly what's supposed to happen. Let your toes come down. Make sure your knees aren't locked. And then think about your thigh bones, your femurs, the long bones in your thighs. They turn towards each other just a little bit. We're not getting knock-kneed. It's just a little, call it an inner spiral. One hand comes to your belly. One hand comes to your lower back. And just kind of move that around until you feel like your tailbone's pointing down. And then drop the hands to either side, and the hands are facing forward. Perfect. Chin is parallel to the floor, just like you are. I'm going to take a step back so I don't get hit in the face. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to inhale the arms up. Good, and we're going to exhale, the arms come out to the sides, and we swan dive down. Beautiful, bend the knees. Inhale, come halfway up, so you're in sort of an L position. Good, exhale down. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Beautiful, hands meet and come down to the heart. Nice, that's one mini sun salutation. We're gonna do that 3 times. Okay, so inhale the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale down. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, come up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale down. Inhale, reverse the swan dive, come up, the hands meet overhead, and come down to the heart. Nice, we'll do that one more time. Inhale the arms out to the sides and up. Exhale, swan dive down. Good, inhale halfway up. Exhale down. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, coming up, up, up. Exhale, the hands come to the heart. Nice, I'm just gonna let that settle for a second, because I could do that for like half an hour. And breathe. Okay, so we're gonna move into a warrior sequence. This one, listen to your body, right? And I'm gonna step back just because, well, maybe I won't, we'll see. If I slide, I slide. Sometimes I slide on these mats. So what I'm gonna have you do is come up to the mat, the front of the mat. Step your right leg back about 3 feet. Good. You step it back a little more, see how it goes? Good. And your toes are turning a little bit toward the back toes, toward the, yep, right there. Good. Bend the front knee. And we're going to bring both arms up. This is warrior one. And we're going to breathe here nice and strong. Perfect. Maybe you turn your hands so that your pinkies come towards each other. Yep. Plug the shoulders into your shoulder blades. Good. Breathing, breathing. Maybe you come into a little bit of a back bend here. Maybe you do not. It's entirely up to you. Good. So from here, we're going to come into warrior two, but I'm going to switch sides so that my back isn't to the camera. So that'll get screwy, maybe. But we're going to exhale, and you're going to turn to your right. Yep. Keep that front knee bent. Good. And we're going to turn like this. So now it's lateral. Perfect. And you can look over those front fingers, and it's almost like you're squeezed between two panes of glass. You hear yoga teachers say that all the time. This is warrior two. And you can turn your toes a little bit. I'm going to move a little bit. Turn your toes a little bit so that your toes are pointing right there. Yep, perfect. I like that. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bring your back hand to your back leg. So back hand comes down. Good. And then the front hand comes up and over. Good. Into a reverse warrior. And you can turn your hand that way. Nice. Perfect. So we're in a reverse warrior. Breathing here, opening up the chest. Good. Now, take an inhale. Exhale. That front elbow comes down towards your front thigh. So, yep, just like that. Yeah. Back arm comes up, and maybe it comes over. Yep. And maybe you turn to look up, or maybe not. Maybe you can drop that bottom arm down a little bit, maybe not. Good. Take one breath. This is extended side angle. Now, this gets my shoulder a little wonky. So I'll take that top hand and put it on my hip sometimes. Good, and we're gonna breathe all the way up. Arms out to the sides, warrior two. We're gonna swoop both arms forward and up, warrior one. I'm gonna bring the hands to the hips, step the back leg forward. Awesome. There you go, step back just a little bit. We're gonna do one mini sun salute in between, okay? So inhale the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Just kind of cleans it all out. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. Inhale, reverse that swan dive, come up. Exhale the hands to the heart. Beautiful. Breathing here. Oh, so now we're going to do the opposite side. So I had you take your right leg back. So I'm going to do, I'm still going to do it backwards, but you'll see me this time. We're going to bend your front knee. Good. Square the front of your body so that the whole chest is pointing forward. Swoop the arms up. Pinkies come towards each other. Yep. Plug the shoulders into the sockets. Good. Warrior one. Maybe you come into a little back bend. Maybe you do not. Listen to your body. So you are going to turn towards your left, towards your, towards your, yep. Bend that front knee. Good. Warrior two. So you're looking over the front arm. Good. Breathing here. Come down. So I want you to bring your back heel down and bring your foot forward a little bit. Yep, because we want your heel, your front heel, lined up with your back arch. See? Okay, and then bend the front knee. Yep, warrior two. Beautiful. And then we'll take the back hand to the back leg. The front arm comes up and over. Reverse warrior. Nice. Big stretch up the front of the body. Breathing, breathing. As long as you're not holding your breath, you're doing yoga. Awesome. We come up, and that front arm comes down like this. The back arm can come up, and if it's good for your shoulder, it can come over. If not, you're just like this. Maybe you look up. Maybe you drop that arm a little bit. The bottom one. Yeah, there you go. And take a couple of breaths here. Extended side angle. Good. We're going to come back up. Arms out to the sides like warrior 2. You're going to swoop your arms forward, warrior 1. Step the back leg forward. Nice. And turn around. We got all turned around. Okay. So we'll do one sun salute here again. The mini sun salute. We'll inhale the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Good. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, down. Inhale, reverse the swan dive. Exhale, the hands to the heart. So we'll breathe here for a moment while we set up for balance. Okay. So balance is different every day, every side, every person. The trick, it's not a trick, but when you're balancing, is to look at something that's not moving. We call that a drishti gaze. Okay? And sometimes that will help you. But if you're having a wonky day, put a chair in front of you and next to you. Or balance with your hand on a wall. You know, there are some days I can stand in tree pose for several minutes, and there are some days I can't even get into tree pose. Okay? So what we're gonna do tree pose. So we're going to start by bringing the weight into the right foot and find where you kind of want that foot if you were to stand on one foot, because you're going to stand on one foot. Good. And when you're ready, bring the left toes of the left heel up. Yeah. Good. You can bring your hands to your heart. Take an inhale and lift up that left knee. Good. If you notice the right hip sticking out, I call it laundry basket hip. Bring it back in. And maybe that left knee comes out to the side and you rest your foot on the side of your shin. Maybe, see, I'm not going to get the thigh today. Maybe because I was sitting in traffic. Okay? And maybe your toes need to be on the ground. And that's okay. That's okay too. Maybe it's windy around your tree. Maybe you bring the arms up and just breathe for a minute. It is windy around my tree today. And that's okay. Because why wouldn't it be when you're doing yoga in a studio in front of cameras for like the second time in your whole life? Good. So let's bring that front knee or the lifted knee forward, the hands to the heart. Step that left foot forward. Good. Bring the hands to the hips. We're going to bend at the waist. And maybe you launch forward a little. The right leg comes up and the arms go backwards. Nice. We're balancing here and breathing. Good. Let that back foot come down. It's funny how different balances are different. So walk that off a little bit. Good. And then we're going to bring the weight into your left foot. And again, find your spot where the body wants to be. Notice right away if you get the laundry basket hip, push it back in. Again, all the time. And then the right knee comes up. Maybe the hands come to the heart. When you're ready, the right knee comes out to the side. The toes can be on the ground. They can be on the side of the shin. They can be on your thigh, just not on your knee. And maybe the arms come up. Different sides, different days. So interesting, huh? Breathing here. Belly button pulls in, almost like you're zipping up all the way from the pelvis. Whoops. And then that front knee comes forward, the hands come to the hips. Step the right foot forward, hinging at the hips. And you come forward, maybe you launch that left leg up. And the arms can come out behind you. And breathing. The breath is always important here. And when you're in a pose like this, don't look directly down at the ground because you're gonna go where you're looking. So if you're looking at the floor maybe 4 feet ahead of you, That's going to keep you going in that direction. Release, walk that out. Nice job. Balance is different. Different sides, different days. Good. So we're going to work our way back down to the floor. And we'll do that with a real sun salute as I trip over my mat. Okay, so come up to the front of your mat. Good. And we're going to inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down. Beautiful. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down, and this time you're going to plant your hands and step one foot all the way back. So you're in a lunge, and then step the other foot back. So you're in a plank. So bring your bottom down a little bit, and if plank stinks for you, then just come down onto your knees. But we're going to see if we can do 5 breaths here. If you need to come on your knees, come on your knees. We'll do 1, and breathe like you mean it. 2, 3. Also smile. I know, right? Really? You want me to smile? 1 more, 2 more breaths. Your brain recognizes, oh, the muscles are smiling. This must not be so bad. And exhale, bring the knees down. And see if you can hug the elbows in and slowly lower down like you're coming down from a push-up. And if that, nice job. Hands are under your shoulders, bring your feet down. Good. And your forehead is going to come to the mat. And we're going to take an inhale and roll the forehead up, the nose up, the chin up. Start to bring your shoulders up and then stop. Let's get the tops of your feet on the mat. Yeah. So we're going to breathe here in a baby cobra. Maybe you lift your hands up. Maybe you do not. But when you start breathing here, you can feel your belly rocking. Oh, no, don't lift your feet up. I don't know why I did that. It seemed like the right thing to do at the time. Good, because I was thinking ahead. Drop your hands and slowly tuck your chin and bring your forehead to the mat. Good. Here we're going to take an inhale. Forehead rolls up, chin, shoulders, and at some point you're going to feel like you want to push into your hands. Push into your hands. Good. Yep. So, full cobra. You pulled your thighs right up off the mat. That's up dog, because she's a hockey player. She's got strong legs. Good, and take a couple breaths here. See if you can drop your shoulders. And lower down. Slowly, 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 slowly. Good, so now you're going to tuck your chin and bring your hands down to your sides. Take an inhale. We're going to lift the head, the shoulders, the chest, the arms, and the feet. Yeah, and breathe here. See if we can do 5 breaths. The body sort of rocks back and forth. Really good for the back muscles and the bum muscles. And smile. 1 more breath. Breathing in, breathing out, and lower. Very nice. Hands come under your shoulders. We're going to push up and back into a child's pose. So toes together, knees apart. Forehead comes down. And you're breathing here. Every time you inhale, the back gets a little bit longer. Every time you exhale, you're going to sink down a little more. Feel the rib cage in the back expanding and releasing with the breath. Good, we're going to come up slowly. And then we're going to come to a seat. Whatever your comfortable seat is. Cool. So a couple of little stretches for the legs. The first thing is grab your strap. If you don't have a strap, grab a tie, grab a belt, grab a towel and roll it up. And we're going to extend the legs. And before we do anything with the strap, sometimes you need to move the flesh of the bottom a little bit. We want to be sitting on the sit bones, which are called the ischial tuberosities. You'll get that right on the 206 bones test. And that's the bottom of your pelvis, okay? And we're gonna bring the strap around your feet. And again, you can, if you don't have a strap, you don't need one. You can just sit like this, or use a tie or a towel or a belt. Maybe wrap the strap around your hands a couple of times, and you want your toes pointing towards your face. Yep, and you want your back, so you're rounding your back a little, so bring your back up, your chest is forward. So this is staff pose, and you're gonna feel this in the backs of your legs and in your core. And then what you can do here is inhale nice and tall, and exhale and start to fold forward at the hips. And it is okay if your knees are bent. Don't let anyone tell you that the backs of your knees have to be slammed into the floor. They do not. So you can come forward a little bit, keep the back long. Maybe wrap the strap a little more. Maybe come forward a little more. Listen to your body. At some point, your body's gonna go, yeah, that's enough. Even if forward for you is really sitting up nice and tall, that's okay. Wherever you are, you can tuck your chin and just breathe here. And let the exhales let you sink. You don't have to do the work. The gravity and the weight of your body will do it. Good, come up slowly, very nice. You can release that strap. And with the legs extended, I'm gonna have you take your right leg and bend it and put your right foot into your inner thigh. So it's a very similar stretch. It's a one-legged forward fold. But we get different lengthening sometimes when we do one leg and not both legs. So we're gonna bring in the arms up on an inhale, and we're gonna exhale forward halfway. I'm gonna stop. We're gonna take an inhale. I'm gonna exhale and come as forward as your body will allow, and then grab your foot or put your hands on your shins or your thighs, whatever you can reach. There's no prize for reaching your foot. Inhale the back long. Exhale, tuck your chin. And let gravity on the exhales bring you to wherever your hamstrings will allow. When you're inhaling, imagine the spine getting long. Exhaling, gravity brings you down. If you notice your right shoulder is starting to pop up, even it out with the left one. Couple of breaths here. Good, and slowly walk up. Beautiful. I think this is my favorite yoga pose. Yeah? Yeah, dude, cool. So just doing the other side. Again, flexing that ankle so the toes are pointing at your body. Inhale the arms up. We're gonna exhale halfway down, long back. Take an inhale. Exhale down. Again, as far as that back leg, the hamstring will allow. And then drop your hands, grab your foot, whatever you can reach. You may notice one side is more flexible. I have much more flexibility on this side. Inhaling long, exhale, you can tuck your chin. And let your breath and gravity do the work. Good, we're gonna walk up. One more forward bend. So we're gonna come into cobbler's pose. So the feet are together. Now, everybody's different with this, okay? Some people, automatically, their knees come to the floor. Some people are sitting up like this. If you're sitting up like this, grab a couple of blocks or pillows and put them under your thighs. Sometimes that helps. Also, just understand that this is the flexibility of the adductor muscles, which are your inner thighs. But there are a few men I've seen who can do this, but I think your dad can do this. Yeah, I think your dad can do this. Again, brother from another mother. But a lot of times men find this more difficult, and it's not because they're not flexible. It's because the bones, the pelvic bone structure in men is much thicker than the pelvic bone structure in women. So our pelvises are floppier, so we can have babies. So that's why it's the bone structure. But anyway, I digress into anatomy. Hold on to your feet. You can kind of dig your thumbs into your feet a little bit. A little massage, it always feels good. Good, and then we'll sit up nice and tall. And we're gonna exhale, and again, from the chest coming forward halfway, we're not rounding the spine. You're gonna feel a stretch in the adductor muscles. Okay, those are your inner thighs. Okay, inhale. And exhale again, just to where those muscles allow. Some people are gonna be way up here. Some people are gonna be down here. And it's fine, no matter where you are. Tuck your chin and rest and breathe. Good, use your hands to push up. Does it feel better with the blocks under your knees? Yeah. And if you don't have blocks, you can use pillows, it doesn't matter. So we're gonna just bring the knees up, and we're gonna make our way onto the ground. And so we'll figure out how we do this. So I guess I'll go this way. And I'm just gonna flop down. I'm not gonna do it fancy. I'm just gonna come down. Bring your knees up to your chest, hold on to your knees. I'm gonna rock from side to side, massaging out the lower back. Good. And then you can drop your feet to the floor. Grab your block. Grab one of your blocks. You got it? Okay. And if you don't have a block, you can use a pillow. You don't need to use anything, but you're gonna hold the block between your knees with your feet on the floor. And it just kind of keeps everything lined up. But again, if you don't have a block, it's not a big deal. You can walk your feet towards your body a little bit. We're gonna go into bridge. Okay, so your hands are down on the floor by your sides, palms facing up. We're gonna take an inhale. As we exhale, we're gonna tuck the pelvis and slowly bring the hips up. As high as you can. Good. Not supposed to turn your head, but I had to see if you were okay. Good. Now take a couple of breaths here. Your weight's in your shoulders. And lower down slowly, one vertebrae at a time, and we're gonna do that one more time. So when you get all the way down to the bottom, are you all the way down to the bottom? Okay, take an inhale. Exhale, tuck your tailbone and start to roll up, lift your hips, and see if you can bring your weight onto your shoulders. Breathing, breathing, don't forget to breathe. No holding your breath. Good, rolling down slowly. Nice. You can let go of that block, bring your knees back up. So we're gonna counter stretch, draw the knees up, rock side to side. Good. Good, so bring your feet down to the mat. Your arms come out to the side. I'm gonna take an inhale and exhale, and we're gonna just let your knees drop to the right. Good. As far as they go, don't force them. And then if you want to, you can turn your head to look toward your left. Just breathe into the twist. You're not forcing the knees to go down all the way. They don't have to. Good, bring the head to the center, bring the knees to the center. Take an inhale. Exhale, drop the knees to your left. Might be different one side to the other, that's okay. Don't hold your breath. If you want, you can bring your gaze over to the right. You don't have to. Full breaths all the way into the belly. Good, the knees come to the center. And we're going to hug the knees into the chest one more time. This is usually when yoga teachers say if there's anything your body really needs to do, now's the time. So is there anything your body needs? No, that you can think of? Okay. All right. So then we'll get ready for our final resting pose. So you can bring your feet down to the floor and then extend your legs. So keep your feet together first with your toes pointing up, and then let your feet fall out to the sides. If you need a pillow under your knees, or if you need a blanket, or you want to put your socks on, or get yourself comfortable, let your hands rest on the floor. Your palms can be facing down or facing out. If you're comfortable, I'll invite you to close your eyes. If not, you can just sort of focus on the ceiling with a hazy kind of gaze. And start to notice your breath. The resting part of yoga is just as important, and sometimes more important than the busy part. And a lot of times it's the part that people struggle with the most, until all of a sudden they realize that the only reason we ever really go to yoga is to lie on the floor at the end. So bring your attention to your toes, maybe give them a little wiggle. And the balls of your feet and your arches. Notice your heels sinking into the floor. Ankles are soft. Calves are squishy so that the shins sink right into them. Knees are relaxed. Thighs and hips are heavy, totally supported by the earth. The belly is soft, rising and falling with the breath. The front of the chest is open, receiving the breath. The front of the neck is soft, receiving the breath. The back of the neck is long and relaxed. Your lips are together, but your teeth are not. So you're not clenching your teeth. The muscles of your jaw, your mouth, your cheeks, your nose, the sides of your head are all relaxed. Your eyelids are heavy. Your forehead is relaxed. And for just a few moments, your only job is to breathe. If you have the time and you want to stay here for a few minutes, that's fine. If not, start to bring your attention back to your mat and your body, making some small movements, wiggling fingers, wiggling toes, and maybe stretching the arms up overhead and the legs down in the opposite direction. You don't want to smack Maddie. And then bring the hands down to the sides. Bend your knees. And when you're ready, roll over onto your right side. So you're going to come into a fetal position. I'm going to stay here so as not to mess with the sound. But you're going to come into a fetal position all curled up and take a breath there. Notice how you feel. And then when you're ready, use your left hand. Push yourself up into a comfortable seat. Whatever that is for you. Get yourself settled. And I always like to end the practice the same way. Because consistency. Most yoga teachers have a specific ending that we like. And they're all different. They're all really cool. So we're going to inhale the arms out to the sides and overhead. We're creating a circle of safety and light. Exhaling the arms out to the sides and down. The circle we create just gets bigger. Inhale the arms out to the sides and overhead. We reinforce the circle. Exhaling the arms out to the sides and down. That circle's permeable. So what we need comes in and what we don't need goes right out. And I didn't swear. Usually I swear when I say that. Inhaling the arms out to the sides and overhead. The hands meet and the thumbs come to rest on the forehead and the third eye chakra, reminding us to see. And then the thumbs come to rest down by the throat and the throat chakra, reminding us to sing. And finally, the thumbs come to rest at the heart and the heart chakra, reminding us to love. Thank you for taking the time to do something good for yourself, sharing your practice with me, with us. And at the end of every practice, we always say, what means the spirit within me sees, recognizes, and very much appreciates the spirit within you, which is Namaste. Thank you.